Hello and welcome to The General's Reviews. I'm Chris McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80 from the Full Force podcast, and I'm joining Justin Bell from What's on Joe Mind and General's Joe's to bring you this review of the Vitruvian Hacks Amazon Elite Warrior from Boss Fight Studio. Before Justin takes a look at the figure, let's have a look at some background on the character. In Greek mythology, the Amazons were a race of women warriors originating from a region called Pontus at the southern part of the Black Sea, which is now a part of modern Turkey. They formed an independent government under the Queen Hippolyta, whose magical girdle, given to her by her father Ares, was the object of one of the labours of Hercules. Not to be confused with the magic grundle that was one of the labours of David Hercules. Hippolyta's sister, Penthesilea, was another notable Amazon queen who fought in the Trojan War and was killed by Achilles, who fell in love with her after she was slain. Hints that the Amazons were real people is based on archaeological findings from burials that suggest that some women of the time participated in battle. This leads some to believe that the legend of the Amazons was possibly inspired by real warrior women, although they wouldn't actually have looked like this. Justin is looking in depth at the Kokomo toys and all the cool stuff exclusive today, so without further ado, here is Justin with the review.
This is Justin Bell from GeneralsJoes.com with another General's Joe and Tell for you today. This time we're deviating a little bit away from the figure subscription service and focusing instead on a couple more Vitruvian Hacks action figures from Boss Fight Studio. With the word starting to leak out today that the final shipment of the Kickstarter backer product might be on its way, figured now was a good time to cover a few of the more recent releases, all exclusive items that weren't part of the original Kickstarter program. And the first one we're looking at right now is the Amazon Elite Warrior. And the Amazon Elite Warrior actually has the distinction of being the first female figure we've gotten in the Vitruvian Hacks toy line. So it was, if you don't count the Gorgons, of course. So it was a good opportunity to kind of take a look at her and see what made her different than the male buck. And first we'll take a look at the box, actually. I'll cover this beautiful figure up and take a peek at the box and hopefully focus in a little bit better on that. You can see some pretty nice artwork there. If I know my artwork, I think that's actually Andrew Franks' work on the cover there, one of the members of Boss Fight Studio. On the back, we've got some nice text. Amazons were a society of warrior women in the Central Eurasia region. The all-women nation were warriors and artisans. Training for war from a young age, they were experts with swords, bows, spears, knives, and various forms of hand-to-hand combat. I think we all know kind of what the Amazons are all about. I won't go through that temporal log word by word by word, but it's got some pretty cool ties to some other elements of Greek mythology, and it's kind of neat to see the Amazons linked with the Greeks and Spartans and get an idea of how the two universes kind of coexisted. And as you can see here, the Amazon is pretty nicely decked out with accessories. She comes with two different helmets, right there and right there, one with the feather crest and one without. Comes with some great silver chest armor. The color on it is really vibrant, really shiny. It looks beautiful. And she's got matching gauntlets and matching boots, of course, or shin guards, I should say. So we've got a really nice look. It complements kind of the black leather skirt really well. If you can see, the texture on that black leather skirt is really, really nicely done. It's very layered. It looks like it's leather. It's really well sculpted and well designed and well painted for that matter. And you can kind of see the backside as well. And I stayed focused in so you could take a look at that little hoop on the back of her skirt that actually is a loop there for the sword to slide into, which is pretty cool. It's a nice touch. A little bit different than the sheaths that come with some of the other figures. And so that's kind of a look at the Amazon herself. You can kind of see what other accessories she comes with. Comes with two axes, which she is holding. Comes with the sword that they've got looped through the back. She comes with this great shield, silver and black shield with a cool new tampo on it. And comes with a spear that you see in back there as well. A very nice complement of accessories. She's also got her battle stand and two extra hands like pretty much every other boss fight figure has. Her head sculpt is really nice. It's a little bit different. My understanding is it's different than the head sculpt you're going to see with the Kickstarter Amazon. A little bit different hairstyle, some different face paint, and as we close up there, you can kind of see the detail work on the arm tattoos, which are pretty beautiful. Very nicely designed. I love the face paint as well. Really adds some character to a figure. She's got some darker skin tone to add some ethnic diversity a little bit to your Amazon roster, which is a nice touch. As with all of these boss fight figures, the weapons all slide in and out of their hands very, very easily. Sword as well. You don't feel like you're squeezing anything in there. You don't feel like fingers are going to fall apart when you take weapons out. All the parts slide back on. There's that different helmet. They are exceptionally well posable, and the Amazon is actually even more posable than the male buck, believe it or not. She's got rocker ankles, which interestingly, they're ankles that don't just swivel, but they also do that and kind of tilt a little bit, which helps for some more dramatic posing. You can kind of use that as a balance so she can get some more. And unlike some of the G.I. Joe figures that actually share that kind of rocker joint, the way Boss Fight is designed, the foot peg, you don't sacrifice any peg depth with that rocker ankle. She can still slide down on the foot pegs perfectly and stand without any trouble whatsoever, which is really nice. It's a great touch. You can tell these Boss Fight folks are obviously professional toy designers. They think of pretty much everything. And there's the Amazon with her shield and sword. What really strikes me about this figure the most is really the paint on the armor and the helmet. That brushed metal that is just, it's so shiny. It's a lost art these days, finding effective paint combinations. It's not a matter of just, oh, this figure would look cool with silver armor, give her some silver armor. Well, that's fine. But, if you look in Pantone books and you look at all these art manuals, it's not a matter of just saying, I want this to be silver. I mean, you gotta mix the right colors, you gotta choose the right gloss and do all sorts of stuff like that. And they've managed to get the factory to produce an absolutely spectacular shade of silver that just really stands out, looks really nice and clean. And I'm really excited to kind of see how this figure blends with some of the other Amazons that are on the way, because we are expecting a regular Amazon as part of the Kickstarter order. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that combination there too. And as with all the other boss fight figures, one thing that some people have complained about a little bit, which I can kind of see why, is there was a little bit of a fit issue between the head and the neck. There's a little bit of gap between her head and where it rests on the neck. An unfortunate side effect of the way the head fit on the neck, but it still stays on plenty fine. It doesn't threaten to pop off or anything. But the armor is easily removable like anything else. If you want to remove the skirt to do some customizing, you have to kind of separate it at the waist joint here, or at the ab joint, and then you can take the skirt off to mix it up a little bit. This is the highly articulated character kit system, so it's made for customizing. But even if you're not interested in customizing, just the base figure itself is really pretty amazing. And when the Amazon Elite Warrior came out, it was the first time we'd gotten a look at these axes, which are really cool. We've also got them now with the Ultimate Spartan, which I'm going to cover in a different video. But and they'll be more plentiful, hopefully in a week or two, once Kickstarter orders are starting to arrive. And that's a look right there at the Boss Fight Studio Amazon Elite Warrior. She's an exclusive in the US from kokomotoys.com, which had her available at one point on their Amazon store. I do not know if she is still available. She sold pretty damn quickly, to be honest with you. She's available to European customers or international customers at All the Cool Stuff. I will put a link for both of those stores down in the comments field below the video, so you can kind of click on those and see what they have in stock. If she's available, I highly suggest you try to get your hands on her. I suspect once she's gone, she's going to be a pretty highly sought-after figure. The boss fight stuff is obviously not readily available in stock via pre-order. I suspect once they are more in stock and once more people can kind of get the instant gratification of buying one at the store and owning it a week later, these things are going to become pretty hot. So get them while you can. And this is a look at the Vitruvian Hacks Amazon Elite Warrior exclusive to Kokomo Toys and all the cool stuff. Thank you very much for watching Generals Joe and Tell. If you liked the video, give me a like. Think about subscribing. If you didn't like it, give me some comments down below. Tell me how to improve. And once again, thanks to Chris McLeod from the Full Force Podcast for his help putting these things together. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching this review by Justin Bell of GeneralsJoes.com and What's on Joe Mind, and from myself, Chris McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80 from the Full Force. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and let us know what you think on any of our numerous social networking platforms. Goodbye, and see you next time for another Generals Review.